Do you know any other stories about this goblin?
Goblin D's nuts. Hold on.
Wives' tales.
Apologies.
Speak to you later.
I do apologise. The Excavation of Hob's Barrow, a Victorian folk horror game, which, to be honest, hasn't been very horror-y so far. Just a lot of aggressive locals who appear to really not like outsiders. You know, like the inhabitants of Kirby and Knowsley. There's a bit of topical humour for you. Don't want to talk about that. Yeah. Right, you are the true gamer. I need to figure out how to do a leaderboard, so you can sit pretty at top of the leaderboard, you know. Yeah. So I'm trying to think, though, what actually happened last week. So, the Excavation of Hob Barrow, playing, forgotten her name, Thomasina something or other. See, this is testing my memory. So, we're playing as a lady whose first name is definitely Thomasina. How could I forget that name? And she is she's gone to a village that's presumably in Yorkshire by the accent, called Bewley, because she's been invited there by a guy who says, help me excavate a barrow, which, for those who didn't know, and I didn't know last week, a barrow is like an ancient burial site, which they often find like pottery and other antiques in, you know, to study. So she gets there. The fellow who's invited her is nowhere to be seen. All the locals are really unfriendly because they don't like outsiders. People keep disappearing, which is probably a bad thing. And quite frankly, I half expect at least one character at some point to go, "We didn't burn him." It's that kind of feeling to it. So there's been no like outright horror so far in the game, but I'm sure that is actually going to change any minute now. So maybe I should just get on with the game, because if I sit in just chatting for much longer, I fear I'm going to start venting about the events of Friday evening, the local events of Friday evening. Hey, how's it going? And if you don't know what I mean by the local events of Friday evening, fucking lucky you. Lucky you. Anyway. Let's continue. Right, I need to remember what it was I was doing. So we got the to-do list here, thankfully. We need to locate Hob's Barrow, find a way into the postmaster's storeroom, and open a tab at the Plough and Furrow. But I suspect to solve this one, I need to get something from this, from the crate. Let's have a walk around. Got a grave. Oh yeah, the grave digger.
I really must find Hob's Barrow.
What did I tell you last time? Not to be found digging around in those things.
Goodbye.
Ta-ra.
Ta-da! Oh.
I suspect the...
Yeah, we did all those. Let's go for a wander around then. Oh, we got a boy. You right there?
Hello there. My name's Thomasina.
Yeah?
See, told you her name's Thomasina, that's all I know. Wally? You right, Wally?
Do you know a man called Leonard Shoulder?
No?
That's the guy we're supposed to meet.
Have you heard of a place called Hob's Barrow?
Oh, please don't do that.
I have nothing else to...
I accidentally clicked outside the window and it skipped the conversation.
The road disappears over the horizon. I see nothing but moorland.
Nothing but moorland. So I can't go that way. Can we knock on the door?
Nobody home.
There's never anybody home in all these buildings. What's going on there? So has everyone had a nice weekend? Did everyone get up to anything in particular? I had a pleasant enough day today. Didn't do anything for a start, which is always good.
Hello?
Yes?
Let's touch this child.
Thomasina. What's yours?
Douglas?
Douglas!
Pleasure to meet you, Douglas.
Alright, Douglas.
That's a great sword technique you have.
Thanks, miss. Mr. Crozier's gonna make me a real one when I turn 12. I'm preparing myself to fight the lantern worm.
The what? The lantern worm.
Lantern worm.
Do you know, I'm sure I've heard of the lantern worm.
And get us all.
I'm sure that's an actual legend.
The River Ware, but my father told me it still lives. We must all be prepared.
The lantern worm isn't real, Douglas. Father just told you that to get you out of his hair.
Not true. I saw it slithering out by the beck. Like a giant eel it were. I ran home so fast I thought...
Like a giant eel.
Sorry, miss. My
She's
brother...
been editing very thrilling and adventurous.
Children often do at his age.
I'll keep training. You will all...
That reminds me though,
Picture its fat belly.
I finished editing and I've uploaded the video tutorial for how to do like the checking in thing on my stream. So managed to get like an hour worth of footage down to half an hour. A tight 30 minutes, you know.
Do you like living in Bewley?
Yeah, I do. Are you from the city?
I'm from a long way away.
You must have come on the train. I love watching all the steam puff up into the sky.
Have you been on the train yourself?
Pop up into sky.
Our parents don't have the money for train tickets. Father says we have all we need here in Bewley.
Perhaps this nice lady would like to take you away with
In
her on
Bewley.
the train.
No, I need to stay and protect Bewley from the lantern worm.
Do you know a man called Leonard Shoulder?
That's a funny name.
Mr. Crozier shouldn't be promising such things. Don't you think 12 years of age is a little young for a real sword?
No.
Be a master swordsman by then.
I'm
That's the spirit,
Do
kid.
you know where it is?
That's the spirit.
A local burial mound.
Our parents don't let us wander far from the village.
What's a burial mound?
Don't you mind about that, Douglas.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, miss.
We've already spoken to Betty.
Hello, miss.
Are you sure you know nothing?
Yeah. I'm sure.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Okay. Oh yeah, this is where the thing was. I've got to get in here. There's my crate. I must have that crate. Tantalizingly close. That guy won't let me in. He's looking after the place while the real owner is away. The postmaster. Let's go see the vicar. The vicar will help. Surely. Still don't have any money for a cake. That's a shame. We've not been in the church yet. Oh, hello.
Goodness me, look at these box pews. I've never seen any as tall as that before. Most unusual architecture, even for the Normans.
A necklace.
Someone has left a necklace hanging here. A silver cross.
We're gonna rob it.
Look of it.
Yeah.
And reunite it with its owner. Locked. Locked as well. I think they all might be.
Fair enough.
I've no time for such things. A memorial list of former vicars. They stretch back several hundred years.
I don't think there's anything much more to do in here then. We got the necklace. Is that on my to-do list now? No. Okay, fair enough. How about this door? Where does this door lead?
It's locked.
Yeah, I've never come across pews with a door in general, basically. Let's go. I've never been this way. Ooh. It's a beck.
The water is icy cold. I do enjoy the charm of a babbling beck.
A fossil.
Remarkable. A gargantuan fossilised animal.
I mean, not that I much go to churches.
Fantastic on my mantelpiece.
Being a damn heathen.
Hey!
But...
Stay away from that. It's bad luck to touch the Ammon's horn.
all the pews I'm familiar with are just basically benches with backs, and that's about it. With no doors on or anything. What's the girl?
Hey, little one. What's your name?
Wally took Myrtle.
Pardon?
He took her and ran off. I hate him.
It's Myrtle the turtle.
Of your dolls.
Yes, my favourite. Mummy made her for me. She's so beautiful. Wally is the worst brother in the whole world.
Ah!
I'm sorry to hear that. What is your name, little one?
Jane.
It's a pleasure to meet you. My name is Thomasina. This is a lovely little beck.
It's where we get our water, miss. It's good for drinking and cleaning.
Your dolls look lovely, Jane.
Thank you, miss. I love them very much. Today was their bath day.
Aww, she's so cute.
Daddy said we should never touch it. It will make the god angry.
What god?
Ammon, of course.
Oh, Ammon, yeah. Yeah, she'd go along with the Ammon story. She's only a child.
How wonderful. I'll be sure not to touch it. I wouldn't want to anger the gods.
Sensible.
Sensible.
Why did your brother take my...
Wally is a little lad who sat in front of
Letting me come with him to the
a house on the other side of the village.
I'm Daddy's favourite, so he took Myrtle from me. What if he rips her to tatters? What if he feeds her to Mr. Bryden's goat?
Don't worry, Jane. I'm sure he wouldn't do such a thing. Where did your brother go?
I don't know.
I know where he is.
We have to wait here for Myrtle's friends to dry out.
Do you know an old man called Leonard Shoulder?
She's not going to know him.
No, miss.
Yeah. She's not going to know of Hobbs Barrow either.
Hobbs Barrow.
I have, yes.
You have?
We aren't supposed to talk about it.
Why not?
Would you like to go there?
Yes, I would very much like to.
I'll tell you where it is if you find Myrtle for me.
You will?
Yes! But don't tell anyone about it or I'll be told off.
I promise.
Please find Myrtle first. I miss her.
I will.
End conversation. I don't need to know where home is. I know where home is. A shrubbery!
The delicate flowers smell rather sweet.
A nice shrubbery. Did she take one then or not? No, just a...
I think this might be genuine sterling silver.
Okay. What's this way? Ah, the old fella. I screwed that off. Let's go into the wood, see if the vicar's around. This is where the vicar threw up last week. We'll go this way. I just remembered I can hold space. Ooh, a hole.
I've no desire to go rooting about in there.
Boo!
No doubt home to many a woodland creature.
Love a good hole. Don't take that out of context.
I shall see you later this evening, gents. Well, I say. Greetings, my dear.
Alright, put it back in your pants.
A pause on your beauty, for I shall see you again soon.
Wait!
He's gone.
Some nerve.
Lady, You're blushing.
I most certainly am not.
Oh, she likes it though.
Sorry, lass. No way through here today.
Says who?
Lord Panswick. Now get back.
Lord
Find yourself under a
Panswick.
falling tree.
Who is Lord Panswick?
Our governor.
He's the governor of the whole town.
All right,
Oh.
Owen, back to work now.
He lives in Bewley.
Aye, not far away, but his lordship doesn't like questions or visitors. Now please leave us to our work.
My name is Thomasina.
Bateman. There we go. That's her last name.
Round here, Thomasina Bateman.
No, just visiting. What is your name, sir?
Horace.
Are you in charge here?
Horace.
I am indeed.
Good name, that, Horace.
Tell me, who was that arrogant man here just now?
Just someone passing by.
It sounded like you knew him better than that.
I don't mean to be disrespectful, but that's none of your business.
What are you doing here?
What does it look like I'm doing? We're chopping down trees.
There is no need to be sarcastic.
We're employed by Lord
You know, ask a silly
He's
question.
ordered us to gather logs
Get a
for
silly
his
answer.
woods. That's what we're doing.
These are his woods.
Aye, his lordship owns most of the land round Bewley.
Do you know a man named Leonard Shoulder?
No, I don't. Can you let me get back to my work now?
Why are you gathering logs for Lord Panswick?
By heck, you ask a lot of
He
questions.
does ask a lot of questions, but this is a point-and-click adventure game, so what do you expect, Horace?
The timber for the
I mean, come on
restoration
now.
work.
How intriguing. What type of ruin is Lord Panswick restoring?
An old chapel.
I should rather like to see it.
Not possible. His lordship does not welcome visitors to his estate.
Do you know where I can find a place called Hobbs Barrow?
Never heard of it.
Thanks for your time.
Everybody's lying.
Come back then if you want to explore the woods. Lass, as I told you, there's no way down the path today.
Fine. Be like that. Let's go talk to Cyril, the miserable old man.
Good day to you, Cyril.
How do, lass?
What do you make of Henry Long?
An idiot who thinks that station's a good idea. Can you imagine?
Can you imagine?
Going into Bewley. Turns the stomach, that does.
Maybe he has a point. You could travel.
Bah, you're an outsider. I'd expect you to have such a bad opinion. But Henry, he's a Bewley lad. We've had the odd Barney or two in the pub over it all.
I can imagine. Can I buy
ploughing.
you a drink, Cyril?
Now,
Oh, wait. I don't have any money.
well, I'm not buying you a drink.
Please?
You must think I'm daft.
Goodbye.
Ta-ra, lad.
Such a charming gentleman is Cyril. Let's go knock on some doors, see if anyone answers.
I don't think anyone is home.
No one is home whatsoever. I'll knock on this door, but I suspect that's Cyril's door. On account of him being stood at the fence.
Why are you knocking on me bleeding door? I'm right here, you daft bugger.
Oh, apologies.
Get told. Right, down here we go.
What can you tell me about Lord Panswick?
Oh, you've heard of his lordship, then?
Yes, do you know him?
Aye, he comes into the village from time to time, gives sweets to the children, hires young men to work his land. He's well liked around here.
Yeah.
I sense some hesitation, Mr. Tillett.
Well, we kind of have an unspoken agreement with his lordship. He looks after us, provided we leave him alone.
I don't follow.
He likes his privacy.
Some people do.
No one is allowed to visit him.
Do you mean to say that he's a bit eccentric?
No, I've heard people got fired at when approaching his manor uninvited.
Good grief! But is this true?
Well, I won't be the one to find out.
Farewell for now.
Ta-ra!
A mystery presents itself.
Is this yours?
I don't wear out fancy like that.
No, I thought he might not be. Still. I could ask Cyril, he might know. Whatever's going on, his lordship is behind it, no doubt.
I'm not sure they would be interested.
No, fine. Fine.
Good day.
Mr. Crozier.
Yes.
What can you tell me about Bewley?
We don't get many visitors here,
So we are definitely in the
but there's plenty of work.
pumping people for information stage of the game here.
I arrived yesterday on the train from London.
Oh, I know who it'll be.
Oh, aye. I've heard about London.
What have you heard?
Plenty of
The cross will belong to the old lady outside the
It's
church.
always changing and moving forward.
Surely.
For me, though, lass.
Surely.
I prefer a quieter pace. Aye.
I know
Aye.
your spectacular fossil specimen.
Oh, aye. I collect them. This one is called an...
Oh, that sound effect of the girl yawning is making me want to
On
yawn.
the Jurassic period, I'd venture.
Do you collect them too, then?
My true interests lie in comparatively modern history.
Oh, aye. Well, I do love a fossil. It's important to remember that we all end up in the soil eventually.
Oh, hey.
When do market days run in Bewley?
Once or twice a month. The next one is tomorrow.
How delightful.
How
Unless your
delightful.
advice is cabbages, there'll be naught to interest a young lady.
I don't mind a cabbage.
Then you're in luck.
What can you tell me of Lord Panswick?
His lordship commands much respect around here, lass. Keeps me busy with work. Why do you ask?
Just curious.
Hob's
Do you know
Barrow.
of a local landmark named Hobbs Barrow?
There's a fair many barrows found out on the moors, lass. Too many to put a name to. Not a soul in Bewley pays them any mind.
Thanks for your time.
Aye.
Everybody in Bewley doesn't seem to pay much outside of Bewley mind whatsoever, right? Okay. This has got to be hers.
Excuse me. I found this necklace inside the church. Is it yours?
No, Pet.
Oh, surprised.
Perhaps someone left it behind yesterday. You keep hold of it for now. I'll ask around at the next service.
Thank
Are
you.
you sure?
I trust you.
Aww. Mrs.
Hello.
DePlanty, what have you got to say to me?
Father Roach asked me not to discuss that with Mrs. DePlancy.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Well, don't give me the flippant option, then. Don't betray his
What
trust.
do you know about
You know,
Lord
be
Panswick?
nicer, Vicar.
Wretched man. They say he is restoring a chapel near his manor. But for whom and to what god, I ask?
Is he a man of faith?
I've barely seen him set foot in St. Edmunds. It doesn't stop him from acting as our God-given ruler. Stay away from him, Pet.
I'm liking Mrs. DePlancy more and more.
Local affairs.
If she gave me a cake, I'd like it
Certainly
even
don't
more.
intend to. Why did you call Lord Panswick wretched?
He hides in that manor
me a cake,
of his
give me a
and
cake,
cares
give me a cake,
not
give me
for
a
his
cake.
people. I've heard stories whispered in the pews, you know,
Oh, I bet you have.
What kind of stories?
that he shoots people on sight. Anyone that strays onto Panswick Manor,
Dun, dun, dun.
yet he will walk into the plough and furrow and buy ale for all and be hailed as our protector.
Well, you know, ale.
Answer to God and God alone. Forgive me, Pet. I shouldn't get so worked up.
Not at all. I appreciate your honesty.
Oh, good God. Ah, it's happened again. I clicked outside the window.
Are you sure you don't know where
I have to
Hobbs
check
Barrow
in
is?
the...
Hobbs, what?
Never mind. Thank you for your time.
Lord be with you.
Oh, thank you. I'll have to check in the settings. Oh. Okay. I thought there might be an option to not lose sound when
Excuse me.
The window's
do you
inactive.
think anyone would mind if I borrowed this trowel?
You help yourself, dear. Father Roach won't mind lending it. Just be sure to put it back when you're finished.
Of course, thank you.
It is more blessed to give.
Oh, excuse me. Oh, that girl yawning has got me going. Have you used the trowel on the fresh
I'd
grave?
be a barrow digger, but I am no grave robber.
Fine. Fine. Be like that. Let's go this way. Ooh. Oh, mushrooms.
I'd better not touch them. They could be poisonous. I'm not sure if these are poisonous or edible.
Okay. Should go now.
The moors stretch into the distance. I don't wish to wander aimlessly.
Look, there's clearly houses out there. Oh yeah, I mean we could go back to Mr. Shoulder's house, but let's keep wandering the village to begin with. I need to go speak to Wally about the dolly. Let's ask Betty about the silver necklace.
Is this yours?
Oh, that's beautiful. I'd never be allowed such a pretty thing.
Aww. Stanley might know.
Will you accept this silver cross pendant as a
Ooh.
deposit?
Can I take a closer look at it?
This seems a little dishonest, but also...
Aye, silver. That'll do.
Thank you, Mr. Kemp.
Can I get...
Fine trading away someone else's belongings. Yes, please, one drink won't hurt. Not right now, I should keep a clear head. We'll have one.
Of your finest ale, Mr. Kemp.
Let's see if we can pump him for information again.
There we are. That's 2 pence on your account.
Thank you. Most agreeable.
Who else suddenly wants a beard?
What can you tell me
Beard?
about Lord
Beer.
Bateman?
I've got a beard. I don't need a beard.
Miss Bateman.
But a
Looks like
beer?
us here, a good fellow.
Where does he live?
Panswick Manor, on the moors. No visitors allowed. His lordship likes his privacy.
Goodbye.
See you soon.
Yes, we're not finding much out so far.
I must say, last night has rather put me off using these toilets.
Fair enough. Into the room. There's nothing really here.
I've hung my dress aside from that.
Yeah, okay. Let's check the drawers.
Jammed shut. The wood must have warped over the years.
Fine, be like that. Right, let's go talk to Wally. Who I believe was this way? Yeah.
Good day. Jane tells me you've taken Myrtle away.
And what if I did?
That's a bit mean, don't you think?
She kicked me! Look at this bruise on my leg!
Probably because you're trying to steal a dolly.
That does look quite bad. Why did she kick you?
Because she's a little goblin! You don't know what she can be like!
She's a little goblin.
Myrtle is gone now. I've given her to the fair folk. That'll teach her.
Who are the fair folk?
The little people of the moors. I gave Myrtle to them.
Little people? You don't mean fairies, do you?
We call them fair folk round here.
Wally, there is no such thing as fairies.
That's what you say.
And I gave them a doll.
Quick, you've got to clap now. To save the life of the fairy who just died from saying that.
Where can I find these fair folk?
Follow the tinkle of their tiny bells. I hear them when the wind dies. They dance around their little house.
But where is this little house?
Just listen for the bells, you'll find it.
Don't think about bringing that doll back. That'll just bring bad luck for all of us.
Is he going to know about Lord Panswick?
Know about Lord Panswick.
I heard he owns the whole county.
Oh.
Have you met him?
No, he lives out on the moors somewhere. But everyone does what he tells them to.
Why's that?
Because he has a lot of money.
Goodbye.
I mean, sure. That's true.
The road disappeared.
Oh yeah, that's right. Can't go this way. Right, so we got to listen for bells. I guess I could try Mr. Shoulder's house again. You never know, we could be there this time. Wait a minute. Aren't mushroom rings supposed to be associated with fair folk? Have a dig. Oh.
Thomasina, please.
It's memory time.
Place. What happened the last time you left your dolly under the tree?
A fox ate it, madame.
Yes, it did. Fetch it now, won't you? Then I'll fix your supper.
Yes, madame.
Yes, madame. Oh, we're going. It's not just a cutscene. Okay.
Hello, fairies. It's the gateway to the fairy kingdom.
See, told you. Oh, arty boobs.
Hello.
Yeah. Giggling at her boobies.
You are Josephine. I won't let the foxes eat you.
Very good.
Who's that you have there, little bird?
Josephine. She introduced me to the fairies.
Oh, fairies, you say?
Yes, Daddy.
Do you believe in fairies?
Of course.
Oh, here comes Daddy to ruin the
Over there.
belief.
Yes.
That's the gateway to their kingdom. That's where Josephine.
Don't be stupid, Thomasina.
Now, listen to me, Thomasina.
See?
Yes.
You're old enough now to hear this. There's no such thing as fairies or talking dolls, my little bird.
What do you mean?
I'm sorry, my dear child. I do not wish to upset you. I just want to make sure
Well,
that you
yeah.
understand the difference between fantasy and reality. Josephine is just a doll, and fairies
She sounds about six. She looks about 6 years old, right?
Daddy?
Let her have this.
is the great antidote to the poison of enthusiasm and superstition.
Poison of enthusiasm.
If you
Oh,
hear
don't be fucking.
about fairies or the like,
Enthusiasm. Knock it off.
it's hogwash.
Any of you being enthusiastic, fucking stop it now.
Hogwash. Did Wally bury the doll, I wonder?
That's what I was thinking. There she is.
This must be Jane's ragdoll.
Got something in the arm.
These wriggling worms are the fair folk young Wally was so fearful of.
Look at the little wormies.
How strange. There is a hairpin pierced through the arm. This may come in handy. I'll keep
Can we
it.
pick the lock and get into the
At
storehouse?
least I shall not return from Bewley empty-handed.
We're on our way now. Right, let's get back to the little girlie. The dolly's a bit mucky, but that's fine. Or I could pick the lock of Mr. Shoulder's house, maybe? Would that work? Do you think that's a thing?
I present to you Myrtle.
Myrtle!
Myrtle, who is definitely not a turtle. and I'm very sad about that.
I missed you so much.
Aww.
Now, I believe we had a deal.
Hide and seek.
What?
Come back. It's in moments like these I thank myself for not having children.
But I can look at the fossil now.
I can't pry the fossil from the rock with my bare hands.
Why not? Use the trowel.
The trowel is too blunt to chip away at the rock.
Alright, fair enough. Need something sharper. Hide and seek, you say. There she is. No, don't run that way. Come back. She's gone in the hole.
Jane?
You'll get yourself stuck, girl.
Jane, get out of there. Don't make me come in. Fine.
And she's going to get stuck.
Curses. The hole is too
thank God for
small
that.
for me to fit through.
Trowel on the hole.
I was always happiest with a trowel in my hand,
Me too. That's what I always say.
covering hidden worlds within the earth itself, clod by clod. That should do it. Jane!
Darkness.
Jane? It's pitch black down there.
It's a very brave little girl.
I can't see a damned thing in here. I need a light source.
I saw a lantern, I believe. By Mr. Crozier. I think that's where I saw it. Sounds about right. Oh, there's a lantern. Yeah, see?
I have one just like this. I have one just like this. I have nothing else.
Ah.
I have one just...
I can't pick it up. Okay. I need a light source. But not that one.
Hello.
I didn't mean to click on him.
Yes.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, mate.
Hello. Goodbye. Get the candle from the room, maybe? It's pretty burnt down,
The
but...
candle has melted. It's not much use anymore. Perhaps Mr. Kemp will replace it this evening.
Let's ask Mr. Kemp about a candle.
There's nothing else I...
No? Okay. Okay, so I need a light source. Where should I get a light source from?
It's locked.
Look, I hairpin it open.
It's the wrong type of lock for this to work.
Oh, how inconvenient. Not
This must be where the local vicar sacrifices the newborns.
yeah, that sounds right. Do you know what? I'm going to go walk down to Mr. Shoulder's house, if it'll let me.
What a peculiar name, the Devil's Toe. I can't quite see the resemblance myself.
Are you familiar with the Devil's Toe, are you?
Devil's...
I'll trowel it.
I wish to dig it up.
Boo! Okay. Fair enough.
I can't pick this type of lock with a hairpin.
Unfortunate.
A carved stone has been, I think it
Can't take it off, it's stuck.
bolted onto the door itself. I can't remove it.
Fine.
Mr. Shoulder must have... What was he... Rather rude of him not to come inside and see me.
So we knew all this. Take the trousers?
The trousers feel damp, freshly hung.
Okay. I think I remember doing that last week as well. So none of this is helping. Oh, it's outside the window again.
There is a single match remaining inside.
Is that enough? I wouldn't have thought so. But I can try. Let's go back down hole.
Jane!
Oh, I can, okay. That's all I needed. Oh, that was useless.
Curses. The useless thing blew out.
So now I don't have any matches. Alright, fine. I'll go that way. I want to take that lantern, but I cannot. I cannot.
Good day to you.
Oh,
Goodbye.
sir.
So that's
The blacksmith is right here. I have one just like this. It's Mr. Crozier's forge. It's Mr.
Mr. Crozier's forge.
The bucket is rusty and the bucket has seen. Perhaps this belongs.
Yeah, we see it. We've had all of that. What else do we do now then?
I don't think anyone is home. Good day.
Hello.
What do you know about...
Not a lot. I know he's in charge of...
Ah, where am I getting a light from then?
Not really. He has a manor out on the moors.
Have you ever been there?
Heavens, no. Villagers aren't allowed there.
Why not?
Dunno. It's just the way it is.
Goodbye.
Bye, miss.
Good day, sir. I have nothing else to ask.
I won't ask anything. Oh, at this point of the game, are we? Wandering around,
Hello?
trying to find the one thing that I need.
What can you tell me about Lord Panswick?
Naught to say, except don't be sniffing around his lordship's manor. You'll end up with a round of shot in you.
I beg your pardon?
You heard me. Just mind your own business around here.
Goodbye.
Ta-ra.
Lovely fella.
I see no sign of life within. I'd rather not go. The lavatory window. I suspect the barrels are empty. Stirred.
Okay, so we've had all of
The
these.
host has been embellished with a fine bronze bust of a horse.
Bust. I want that lantern. And yet I cannot take it. And there's not even a... It's not like there's a clue to it or anything. It's just like, yeah, it's a... I've got a lantern like that. Great, can we take it maybe? How about the broom?
I didn't come to Bewley to sweep their streets.
Oh, did you not?
I have one just like this.
Yeah, we know.
Good day.
Yes.
Ah, lantern, here we go.
Crozier, might I borrow your lantern?
I'm sure I spoke to Mr. Crozier.
Yes, I need it. My eyesight is not what it used to be. The
God damn
extra
it.
light helps me see what I'm hammering.
I understand. Thanks for your time.
Aye. Speak to you later.
So... What can I do for him? So it's definitely that lantern that we need, but also, how do we get it? Oh, didn't mean to go... No, no, go back. I want to speak to Arthur, please.
I have nothing else.
Okay.
Mr. Tillett, a door of... I have nothing else.
Mrs. Duplancy has nothing else to speak about. There's nothing in here, right?
Extraordinary craftsmanship. I can admire the craftsmanship from afar. Stained glass depictions of various biblical scenes. It's not my specialist area. I can admire the...
There's nothing in there. It's like, I need some glasses or something for Mr. Crozier. But where would they come from? What was this way? Oh yeah, not much.
You're coming with me, little fellow.
Okay, so...
You, Kenneth.
Kenneth the Worm. Fantastic.
I've already taken...
So we got our worm. Got a little worm in my pants. Oh yeah, I don't want to go this way. What's the worm? What am I using a worm for?
It's little Kenneth.
Little Kenneth. Alright. Feed him to the robin. I cannot.
I can't see how that will help. The cross denotes this as the site of a market, or perhaps a site of traditional religious significance.
Feed the worm to the hens outside Mr. Shoulder's house, maybe? Let's see, hairpin with door.
I can't try to pick the lock whilst Mr. Long is standing there.
That's the door. So we need to get rid of Mr. Long in order to pick the lock to get in the door.
Hello?
Good day.
Can I buy you a drink, Henry?
Really?
Really? We can talk more at the inn.
Oh yes, I've got the tab now. Fantastic.
Watch of his storeroom.
Just one.
Doors have locks for this very reason.
You're right. One drink won't take long. I shall take you up on your offer, Miss Bateman.
Right.
make our way.
I've got to figure out some way.
The rocket weren't Stevenson's only design, you know.
Flip out on him.
There were the Blucher and the Locomotion. But my favourite would have to be the Lancashire Witch. I believe he built that in 1820.
Oh my god, he's the pub bore.
Of course. Well, that's me. I better be off.
Wait!
Wait.
Miss Bateman.
No. Shit.
I couldn't even get a word in.
He likes a good chinwag, our Henry.
Clearly.
He does.
Again. Do you want another one? Come on, Henry. Let's be having another one. Let's get them absolutely steaming.
Hello.
Good day.
Can I buy you an...
I suppose one more. I shall take you...
Let us make our...
There we go. Try again.
The rear wheels are powered by coupling rods, would you believe? The boiler had 2 flue tubes. 2! There were nothing...
2 flue tubes!
Well, that's me. I better be off.
Wait!
Ta-ra, Miss Bateman.
Bye.
I'm starting to feel somewhat tipsy. I'm here to excavate Hob's Barrow, not Hob's barrels.
Achievement, Hobbs barrels. Okay, so that ain't it. How about our Cyril? What can I offered him a drink before. Let's have a drink with Cyril. Let's see what that gets me.
Good day to you, Cyril.
How do...
Can I buy you a drink, Cyril?
Now?
Yes.
Go on then, lass.
Follow me.
So then, he turns around and
You
says...
sit further apart, maybe?
"Is a dog like a tree?" And I says, "I don't know." And he says, "Because they both lose their bark once they're dead."
Very droll, Cyril. Well, it's been a pleasure, but I must be off.
Aye, lass. Ta for the drink. You're not too bad for an outsider. Thanks again for the ale, lass. Now leave me be.
Alright, Cyril's in there. How about I go get Henry now? Now Cyril's in there? I don't know.
Hello.
Good day.
Can I buy you an...
I suppose I shall...
Let us make...
Skip all of that.
To think, if that station hadn't been built, we would never have met. Blessed be the Midland Railway.
Yes, blessed be.
Idiot!
Oh, here we go. Fight.
Village has ever made.
Cyril Farnaby, a miserable man with miserable ideas. I will change your mind even if it kills
Go
me.
on, have a good long debate with him. Yes. Let's get picking a lock. It's crime time, baby.
Kenneth taught me this useful trick. A hairpin is much more than a hair accessory. A few wiggles and this lock should spring right open.
Ah, yeah.
I've snapped the hairpin in the process, but I managed to unlock the door.
Get the crate, get the crate, get the crate, get the crate.
Let's open this envelope. There's a note inside.
Miss Bateman, I beg for your forgiveness. A matter of grave urgency as a resident in London, and I cannot join you in Bewley. I've packed your usual equipment and pray you will find local assistance in my absence. I look forward to seeing you upon your return. Yours faithfully, Kenneth Murdoch.
How very frustrating. I wonder what happened. I'd better get this to the alley before Mr. Long comes back.
Just gonna drag a massive crate like that
Moving
out.
a fully laden crate through the village square was no easy task.
No. Going in the alleyway, I remember.
Somehow, no one was there to witness it. But I didn't give up, because I never give up, do I, Mother? I am as stubborn as my father, as you liked to remind me.
What have we got? Is there any lights in there?
Wait. Where is my money? It's not in here.
Oh.
Absolute liability of a man.
Your absolute liability.
In here. Picks. Specimen trays. Shovels. Oh, my chisel, I'll take that.
Oh, a chisel.
Ah, my lantern.
And the lantern.
Feels light. There mustn't be any oil inside. I'll leave the rest in the crate. Stanley assured me things would be safe here. No money and no assistant. This is most inconvenient. Still, I've been in worse situations.
So we need some lantern oil. Where do I get lantern oil
I'll
from?
worry about money later. I must find that barrow and get on with the excavation.
Lantern oil, lantern oil. I suppose I could ask Mr. Crozier if he's got any spare.
Nothing.
No, didn't want to click on her.
Good day.
Yes?
I was wondering if you might be able to spare some lantern.
Fingers crossed.
I don't have much to spare.
Ah.
Paraffin is as rare as hen's teeth in these parts. How much coin do you have?
None, I'm afraid.
If you're in a bind, I can trade you a small amount.
A trade, you say?
Aye.
What are you after then, Mr. Crozier?
What can I trade you for some lantern oil?
Surprise me.
God damn it.
Thanks for your...
Aye.
Oh, wait.
Good day.
Yes?
Thank...
Aye.
We got the chisel. So that means we can get the fossil. We know Mr. Crozier likes fossils. Therefore, we can trade the fossil for some lantern oil. Because I am very smart.
Splendid. I've managed to construct it in one piece.
Well done. Fossil with Mr. Crozier.
Would you trade some of your paraffin for this fossilized ammonite, Mr. Crozier?
Now then, 'tis a beauty that. It looks familiar. I'll take it off your hands.
Wonderful.
Let me fetch some paraffin from inside.
Excellent, here we go. Time to get Jane from the hole.
There you are.
Thank you, Mr. Crozier.
Acquire paraffin. Paraffin with lantern. It's
My
lit.
lantern is fueled and ready for action.
Grand stuff. Let's get to that hole. This one certain hole is our goal. That's how that saying goes.
Right, let's put this lantern to good use.
Oh. A creepy heartbeat.
Jane, come out at once.
Ah, badger! We had the mushrooms before.
Jane!
Silly, what are you doing in that smelly old badger's hole?
You were in there.
No, I weren't.
Yes, you were.
Not true. I was hiding behind that tree over there,
Oh,
waiting for you.
Jane.
So where can I find Hobbs Barrow?
Go north from the church graveyard, up the hill. You'll see some muddy fields on the horizon. That's Mr. Bryden's farm. Hobbs Barrow is there. Don't tell any grown-ups I told you. And thanks for getting Myrtle back.
My pleasure. Thank you, Jane. You've been a great help.
Let's get to Hobbs Barrow then. We're motoring now. I'm on my way. Let's do this. Wrong place. Right, so we'll be up here. Right, okay, we can definitely go this way now. That's good.
As I trudged through the barren moors, with only the odd sheep for company, I reflected upon my visit to Bewley thus far. The enigmatic Mr. Shoulder and his puzzling disappearance. The townsfolk of Bewley, who had made it as difficult as they could for me to find Hobbs Barrow. The suspicion, the wariness in their eyes. Only now I know it was actually fear.
Uh-oh.
In the end, it was the innocence of a child, young Jane, that condemned me to my fate.
To her fate? Uh-oh. I think it's going to be beginning to pick up now, eh?
The gate opens out into a vast tilled field.
Yeah, don't go walking on a tilled field, you'll annoy the farmer. Bucket. Let's knock on the door first.
What do you want?
My name is Thomasina Bateman. Mr. Bryden, I presume.
Aye. What do you want, lass?
I understand Hobbs Barrow is located on your land.
Oh, well.
Oh.
Why'd you ask?
I am an antiquarian, Mr. Bryden. I'm writing a volume on the Barrows of England.
Oh, I suppose you'll be wanting to dig about it.
That would be nice.
If at all possible, Mr. Bryden. I was invited to Bewley by Mr. Leonard Shoulder, who told me such an excavation would be possible.
Leonard Shoulder? Ha! I haven't seen him in years. The last I heard he were on death's door. There's to be no more digging there, lass. Not since it went so badly last time.
Oh.
Was there a previous excavation of Hobbs Barrow?
Aye. My brother dug it up. Must have been, what, 25 years ago? You see, whatever he found inside, well, it drove him mad.
Oh?
Aye.
Oh.
I moved back here to look after him. Poor bastard hanged himself not long after.
I'm sorry, Mr. Bryden. That's terrible.
Aye. Time passes, but it were an awful thing.
There we go, we got our ominous warning.
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Bryden.
I live here with my wife, and I might be long in tooth, but I can still run this farm without too much help.
What did your brother find?
Samuel. Samuel were his name.
Sorry, what did Samuel find in the barrow?
I don't know, but something went wrong. Afterward, he could barely speak.
Came back wrong.
A word like.
That must have been hard.
He lost a hand in that excavation too, you know.
Oh.
Goodness me, how?
I try hard not to speculate on what might have happened, lass. I'd see him disappear into that barrow, dragging timber in with him. You'd hear him hammering away for hours. I offered him help, but he'd have none of it. Soon enough, he blocked the entrance off. To look at it now, you'd never know the thing we dug up. The land has reclaimed it.
He was dragging timber in to the barrow. Now, if you ask me, I bet that's what Lord Thingy's doing as well, Lord Panswick. They say the wood is for the chapel, but what if the chapel is now connected, physically connected to the barrow, through like tunnels and stuff?
Who else was involved in the excavation?
2 others, I believe.
Well, what if there is no chapel, he is just using it for the barrow?
I think they left town pretty swiftly afterwards. I lived in Bakewell at the time. I only moved back here to look after Sammy.
Oh, excuse me.
I took over the farm when he passed away.
I see. What can you tell me about your farm?
Samuel's fair to side. We're a fortunate family. The soil is fertile.
Fortunate family.
Crops grow without too much trouble. All the other farmers round here raise livestock. Even Lord Panswick. We grow feed for him.
Most fortunate, Mr. Bryden.
Do you know what? Just bear with me one moment. I just realised what I want to do each stream, and I always forget to do, is Is encourage people to interact with my Go Live tweet. Boop. Pin it. Until the end of stream. There we go. That's all I wanted. Oh, computer, what you doing? Come on, let me back to the game. Come on. Let's go.
Is your wife home?
She's out in fields, lass. Pulling weeds. The curse of such fertile soil. 40 years we've been married.
I get a lot of weeds in my garden. Must be fertile soil.
Splendid.
Aye. My wife is a fine woman. Are you married, lass?
No. I've had my fair share of proposals, Mr. Bryden, but that's not the life for me.
Marriage is an important institution. You'll find a man one day.
I manage rather well without one, Mr. Bryden.
You tell him.
You haven't seen Mr. Shoulder for some time?
I hear about him now and then, but it must be a good few years since I set eyes on him.
He hasn't been here to visit Hobbs Barrow?
Not to my knowledge. I heard he's beset by ailments. Don't leave his home often.
How odd. I assumed he'd spoken to you about my visit.
Not at all.
What can you tell me of Lord Panswick?
He keeps us going. Most of our crops go to feed his animals.
What is he like?
Oh, I've hardly laid eyes on him. He sends his workers here to pick up the crops.
I see. You say Mr. Shoulder is at death's door. What exactly ails him?
I'm unsure. It's just what I've heard. I wouldn't want to speculate on matters that are not my business.
That's fair enough, like.
Mr. Bryden, may I please have...
He's going to say no again, but why?
No. Have you not been listening, lass? Samuel found something in there that's best left to rot. No digging here, lass.
Oh, as you wish. I'm afraid I won't take no for an answer, Mr. Bryden. Wouldn't you like to find out more about what Samuel found in there? I'm going with the middle one. Be really pushy about it.
I'm afraid I won't take no for an answer, Mr. Bryden.
You'll have to.
You're going to have to.
Perhaps I can at least see Hobbs Barrow.
I suppose you've come a long way to be here, lass.
All the way from London, Mr. Bryden.
Have you any proof of all you've told me?
You wish to see proof of what, Mr. Bryden?
I can't let any Tom, Dick or Harry wander around me fields. What proof have you of your claims?
Thanks for your time.
Ta-ra.
Proof of claims. Letters.
Here is proof that Mr. Shoulder invited me to Bewley in order to excavate Hobbs Barrow.
Take that.
Leonard making bold promises, I see. Don't make me regret this. But yes, you can have a look at it.
I'm going to make you regret this.
Any road. Once you've set your eyes on it, you won't be wanting outdo with it. The place gives one a queer feeling.
So where can I find it?
Through that gate to your left. Just head straight across the top to the field there. After 10 minutes or so, you'll see Barrow, set on a hill ahead.
Thank you again, Mr. Bryden. I really do appreciate it.
Let's go this way first, though. See what's to do.
The empty bucket smells of rancid milk.
Yeah, can we pick it
It's
up?
not mine to take.
Okay. What else? Old tree. Oh, there's a goat! Oh, don't tell me we've got a goat puzzle to do, like in Broken Sword.
What a wild-looking thing.
Hello, goat. Lovely old goat.
Easy, girl. I'm not fond of goats at the best of times, but this one seems particularly disagreeable.
I mean, it's just lying there. What's it going to do? No. Okay. There is a goat puzzle. We have a goat puzzle. Cutscene.
probably should have brought my umbrella.
Oh well.
Perhaps I could take a closer look.
AR. Alternate reality.
AR. I haven't a clue what that could be referring to. Hob's Barrow.
Oh, at Hob's Barrow, okay. How do we get in?
Indeed, a barrow of a most unusual rectangular form. I've not seen something like this since West Kennet Long Barrow.
Oh, the infamous West Kennet Long Barrow.
Like a fine entry for
Say no more.
What secrets do you conceal, I wonder? That smell. Earthy and sweet.
Ooh. More memories.
3, 2, 1. You can open your eyes now, Thomasina. Come. Are you ready for your first excavation?
Yeah.
Capital. Make sure you remember.
Capital.
I have a feeling you might find something special.
How exciting!
I'll be watching from the steps, my little bird. Good luck.
Thank you, Daddy.
Got the trowel.
Now I'm ready.
Use it with the dirt. Your mum's gonna go mad you digging up the flowers like that, though.
Nothing here.
Boo. Me rhododendrons, what have you done to them?
No treasures here.
Ah. There's another pile. Me geraniums!
Treasure! Daddy, I found the treasure!
A pot.
Look!
Well done, little bird. Your first successful excavation. That urn you're holding is very old and precious. Take good care of it, all right?
I will, Daddy. I promise.
But what now?
I do have a feeling there is something exceptional to be discovered here. I must gain Mr. Bryden's permission to excavate.
Just do it. Just do it. Just do it.
In good time.
Ah. Just do it and ask for forgiveness later. Getting dark though. I guess this is for another day.
Darkness falls quickly here. I should make my way back to the inn.
This way. Oh, it's foggy as well. Plenty of people around. Mr. Crozier!
Good evening, Mr. Crozier.
Evening. Thanks again for the fossil, lass. 'Tis truly a beauty.
You're most welcome. How long have you been collecting fossils?
Ever since I were a boy. The moors look a barren place, but there are plenty of fossils to be found in the rock formations. All manner of creatures to uncover.
Such a playground for a young lad. What's your
Indeed.
favourite piece in your collection?
The ammonite you gave me today. The most recent is always the best.
Indeed.
What about you, lass? Do you collect out?
I do. You see, I'm writing a book on the Barrows of England. It shall be called Vestiges of the Antiquities in Rural England. I document...
Really catchy title, that one.
What do you collect?
pottery, tools and such.
Bones too, no doubt.
No, I leave those in place.
You've got a morbid heart, lass. Fussing about in old graves like that.
We're not dissimilar in that we
Indeed.
both take an interest in the remains of the long gone.
I suppose you have a point there. How's your book coming along, then?
Very well, thank you. Though I'm rather keen to begin my chapter on Hob's Barrow. Thanks for your time.
Aye. Speak to you later.
I speak to these two gentlemen who probably have nothing to say to me.
Good evening, gentlemen.
What are you gonna do about him?
If he thinks he can take her away from here, he's got another thing coming.
Ooh.
I am gonna knock his bloody block off.
Oh, here we go.
In fact, I can think of a better punishment. Oi, what do you want, lady? Piss off.
You heard the man.
Charming.
Nice, nice. Herbert the cat. Herbert the toilet cat.
Pick him up.
Oh,
It's Herbert, the local stray.
the toilet cat.
Good evening, sir. I'll leave you to it.
Charming gentleman. Cyril, you're right.
Hello again, Cyril.
You're still here?
Did Mr. Long convince you of the virtues of Bewley Station?
What the hell do you think?
No.
Bugger off and leave me to me drink.
Charming folk around these
Even more
parts.
wound up than usual.
Stanley, what's going on?
Good evening, Miss Bateman.
Good evening, Stanley. Henry Long can talk, can't he?
He's a colourful character. The man drinks like a fish.
He certainly does.
Oh dear.
I've seen
Still
him
yawning.
drink this place dry and still be up to tend his garden at sunrise. The man can truly hold his ale.
I found Hob's Barrow.
Oh, remember what
Oh.
I said, Miss Bateman. There are stories connected to that place.
Yes, stories you won't elaborate on, I might add. Don't worry about me, Stanley. I'm quite capable of warding off imagined fiends.
I have no doubt, but please leave that place be.
Warning, another
Come
warning.
this far, there's no turning back now.
That's precisely what worries me.
Goodbye.
See you soon.
Right. Now, the previous night, she had a dream of Herbert the cat.
Convince Mr. Bryden to allow me to begin my excavation.
Miss Bateman,
Oh. Hey, Arthur.
Tired.
gonna buy you a drink?
One won't hurt.
Hurt?
Go on.
Excellent.
I've bought enough drinks around here.
What happened last night? I'm sorry, I can't remember it.
That's all right, Mr. Tillett. Alcohol can do all sorts of damage to one's memory.
I was thinking that maybe if we had another drink tonight, I might remember what happened.
I'm not sure that's logical.
But worth trying?
I don't need any further convincing.
Take your seat, Miss Bateman. I shall return with the goods.
In the corner as always, no doubt.
To Leonard Shoulder.
Wherever he may be. I've been meaning to ask you something.
Yes?
Why did Leonard Shoulder ask you to dig up Hob's Barrow?
Despite his disappearing act the previous evening, not to mention his questionable sobriety, I decided Mr. Tillett was to be my ally. I spoke again of Mr. Shoulder's letter, his proposed excavation, and my status as an antiquarian and barrow digger. He was fascinated and quite excited at the prospect of meeting the soon-to-be author of a real-life book.
You must find all manner of riches on your digs.
Barrow digging is not all success, Mr. Tillett. Often I'll come across the likeliest of sights steeped in promise. We set to work with shovel and pick and all the other barrow opening paraphernalia you
And there's fuck all in there.
Every stone carefully taken down, every shovel full of earth put dutifully through the sieve, and we find nothing.
I'm really not going to get through that charity stream without swearing, am I?
Of animal bone or a shard of
Ah.
hardly to be recognised from the peat in which it decayed. Sometimes it's as if some Neolithic humorist prepared an elaborate practical joke for your special benefit.
It still sounds much more exciting than spending your days sitting in England's most remote railway station.
He's got other...
Are you all right, Mr. Tillett?
I've had another argument with Agnes.
Your wife?
Aye. She didn't want me coming to the plough tonight. Truth is, I've been drinking my life away since my mother passed.
Oh.
That's terrible. I'm sorry for your loss.
You're kind, Miss Bateman.
When was it? 20 years ago.
Since the old man left
Oh,
us,
just a year,
it was
okay.
a horrible end. Wasting away, day by day. Consumption got her.
Oh, consumption.
No, but bones by the
The
end.
old TV.
I can't get the image out of my mind. She were everything to me.
I'm so sorry.
I apologise for going on, Miss Bateman. It's not appropriate.
Don't worry, Mr. Tillett. I appreciate your openness.
Used to love going for walks out in the moor, my mother and I, ever since I were a little one. She'd get a tear in her eye as she looked out upon it. She loved this land. I asked Mr. Crozier to build a bench, which we've erected.
Oh, that bench, okay.
Margaret's Lookout, we called it. Aye.
That's a beautiful tribute.
Aye. If you take a seat there, do keep her in your thoughts, won't you?
Of course, Mr. Tillett. I can relate in some manner. My father had an accident when I was very young. He's still alive, but he can neither move nor speak. He spends his entire life bedbound and incapable of communicating or looking after himself in any way.
How dreadful.
He was a barrow digger himself, an antiquarian of some renown. He taught me so much, even though I was so young. I think writing this book is my way of carrying on his work. It helps me reclaim those earlier memories of him, and I visit him often to tell him all about my excavations.
Can he hear you?
I've no idea. The doctors aren't sure. I'd do anything to make him better, Mr. Tillett. I'd do anything to bring him back to the man he was.
It's like the video for Metallica's One.
For a man caught between life and death.
Oh, there's a grim thought.
Just dreadful.
We all have our weaknesses. Mine just happens to be my father.
And what of your mother?
A cold woman. We haven't talked in quite some time. I think she blamed me for my father's accident somehow.
You were but a child.
Indeed. She thus saw it fit that a governess should raise me as she spent her life grieving for my father.
Well then, I propose a toast.
A toast to what?
A shared sense of loss.
That's a hell of a toast.
Now then, enough of this wallowing.
Let us be merry. Another round.
I really shouldn't. But I did. And another after that. And another.
There we go, you might as well, you know.
The frustrations of my visit to Bewley slipped away with each swill of Stanley's finest ale. We had great fun that night, Mr. Tillett and I. I treasure the memory.
Ah, well, that's nice at least.
Go on then. Let's hear those pipes.
Mustn't.
Oh, we're getting a song.
The song.
You're incorrigible.
Please. You'll make a sad man happy.
Oh, all right then.
Oh, go on.
Clasps, celts, and arrowheads I'll try to claw within my clutch. And if a shield I should espy, I'll vow there ne'er was such.
With popish tricks and relics rare, the priests their flocks do gull. In casting out the earth take care. Huzzah! I've found a skull!
That's an interesting song. Oh, we get another visit from the cat. Oh no. Well, this is peculiar. Oh, look at this fella. Ooh.
Hello, Thomasina.
What is this? Who are you?
I'm the one that saved your father.
It's Mr. Shoulder.
You were here 25 years ago.
My father?
You were deep down with the others. You were there when something went wrong. I dragged him out.
Impossible.
I helped him then, and I can help him again.
I don't understand.
Believe my words. You'll find proof in morning. Now go. One more thing. This is not a dream.
That's what all my dreams say. Someone slipped something under my door.
Goodness, that was a terrible sleep.
You're not hungover or anything?
The bed is comfortable enough.
A book.
What's this?
That's strapped to it. Ah, oh, damn it! Skip that. Skip that line. Day 1. Arrived after a decent day's ride from Bakewell. This is a curious place. Locals seem distant. I have to meet my local contact tomorrow, so it'll be an early night for me. I shall try to keep a diary of my stay here and not give up by day 3 of the excavation as usual. Despite the thrill of possible new discoveries, I cannot stop thinking about my dear wife and wonder if I should have left her in her current state. I must have faith that she will conquer this bout of illness. Oh dear, I can't breathe. Day 4. True to form, my journal has been abandoned. Let that not speak for the excitement I feel for this excavation. After much preparation, we dig tomorrow. Such an exceptional site with a unique history. As for the dangers, we shall meet them head first. We are prepared. I also sought out a local wise woman yesterday, and she provided me with a tincture for my beloved nausea gravidarum. I'm sure she'll be pleased with it upon my return. Lo, a place of miracles. A planted seed sprouted before our eyes and illuminated our path. Nature's laws hold no meaning here, but I clutch my tablets with the knowledge that it shall end this. P, Rho, Theta, Epsilon 11, I guess that is? XI 11. We found the note was simply in the singularity of the characters. All eyes must face towards the 7th Archonic. When the sun and the 2 moons meet, the Guardian shall be defeated. When the sun and the 2 moons meet, the Guardian shall be defeated. A dead language reveals the path. For thou art the moon, the chief of the stars. Listen to the things that I have said. Follow the words of my mouth. Reveal thyself to me. I heard a whisper, not once, again, and again. I will pour out my spirit. I will pour out my spirit. I will pour out my spirit.
It appears to be a journal, full of hogwash. I don't recognise the handwriting.
It's your dad's. Come on, we all know that.
Stanley knows more about it.
Good morning. How's your head, Miss Bateman? That were quite the tune you treated us to last night.
To be honest, Stanley, I felt better. I take it you slid this journal under my door?
I beg your pardon?
The journal, Stanley.
I certainly did no such thing. Nor could have anyone
Dun, dun,
else
dun.
staying here.
I can see that knife glinting away on the table there.
Propose that it manifested
It is to
itself
be picked
out of
up.
thin air?
Well,
But relax, I don't want to piss off Stanley.
I'm sorry. I just don't understand how else it could have got there. Are you sure there was no one else here overnight?
without doubt.
How very, very peculiar.
So, what does it say inside?
Oh, we'll trust Stanley. I like Stanley. He's been good to us.
Well, I can't make head nor tail of it.
Neither can I.
Maybe someone else in the village can help you with it.
How about the stone?
What do you make of this stone?
That's a funny looking thing. It's got a cockerel on it.
Yes, but have you seen anything like it?
Never.
Do you ever have strange dreams, Stanley?
Me? I sleep as sound as a baby.
I had one such dream last night. It was so vivid.
That is literally the dream. Go on, let's spook him out.
Hob's Barrow.
Oh?
But everything was different. Great peaks soared in the distance.
Yeah.
And there was a creature.
A creature, you say?
Yes, a short, robed fellow, eyes as black as pitch. It told me that my father had been there in Hob's Barrow many years ago, but something went wrong, and the creature helped him escape. It said that I would find proof in the morning.
Oh, the journal.
The journal.
Premonition, lass.
Please, Stanley, I've no time for that nonsense. But I'll admit it's a strange coincidence.
Now, what did I tell you about Hob's Barrow?
That I should leave it alone?
Aye.
Hogwash.
Your dream reminds me of a story from my childhood. An old folk tale about Hob's Barrow.
Go on, let's hear
What
it.
is this folk tale you mention?
Well, when I were a wee boy, there were talk of a goblin
When I was a young warthog.
inside Hob's Barrow. Hence the name, Hob's Barrow. Hob, coming from hobgoblin, of course. Fortunately, I don't remember anything else about it.
I was told not to believe in such fairy tales, Stanley.
Don't close your mind to such things, lass. I'm sure Mr. Shoulder will tell you more.
Perhaps, if I ever meet him. Goodbye.
See you soon.
Been here 2 days now. Not seen him much.
Good morning,
Oh,
Mr. Kemp.
Good day, Miss Tompkins.
I'm here for his lordship's paper.
new character.
Lass, Mr. Price hasn't dropped them off this morning. I heard he actually left the village yesterday.
Indeed, I can vouch for that.
Ma'am?
Good day.
Oh dear. His lordship won't be pleased.
My sincerest apologies, Miss Tompkins.
I'll come back in a few days. Ta-ra.
Goodbye.
Ta-da! Get this knife anyway.
Goodness me, I can't budge it.
Be careful, Miss Bateman. You'll cut yourself. I spent all morning trying to get that bloody thing out. I shall be having words with that scoundrel next time he shows his face.
Oh, she's having another go.
Curses.
We have our very own Excalibur.
Ugh.
It's all yours if you can pull it out, King Arthur.
What forgot? Chisel it out. There we go.
I do not wish to damage Mr. Kemp's table any further than it already has been.
I mean, fair. Use the glove a bit for
That's
that.
a peculiar idea.
I thought maybe get some grip on it, you know. You whack it with a trowel.
I do not wish to damage...
Hit it with the stone.
No, that won't work.
That is a puzzle for another time then. Oh, it's Misty.
I need to convince Mr. Bryden to let me excavate Hob's Barrow and find out where this journal came from. Curses! I forgot I had this worm in my pocket.
Ah!
He's dead now. Rest in peace, Kenneth.
Kenneth the Worm, long dead.
Good day.
I'm still setting up my stall. Come back later.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh. Oh, the vicar. Hello.
Good morning, Father Roach.
Ah, Miss Bateman. What a pleasure to see you again. Have you tracked down Mr. Shoulder yet?
Ah, Miss
Don't get
Bateman.
me started.
I'll take that as a no.
Indeed. Do you recognise this journal?
What a tatty old thing. You ought to take better care of your possessions, Miss Bateman.
It's not mine.
Then whose is it?
That's precisely what I'm trying to find out.
I'm afraid I can't help you. I haven't seen it before.
Ah, well.
What do you make of this stone?
I don't recognize the symbol from any Christian iconography. Did you make it yourself?
No, never mind. What brings you to the square today?
I'm meeting a couple of young congregation members to go over some scripture. You're welcome to join us.
I think I'll pass, thank you,
Father
though.
Roach, but I have quite a busy day ahead of me.
We will be at St. Edmund's, should you wish to join us later.
Lovely.
What do you know of Lord Panswick?
Oh, yes. A rather important fellow around here. His vast land holdings give many a steady employment.
I hear he is renovating an old chapel on his land.
Aye, I've heard such reports.
I don't believe it anymore.
This to be a godless land. Something I wholeheartedly disagree with. To which god his chapel will be dedicated to remains a matter of concern.
Why do you say that?
Oh, my apologies. Don't listen to my oafish conjecture. Let us move on.
Thanks for your time.
Lord be with you.
Oh, she's not here today. What's in the church? Anything happening in the church today? No. That's fine. Door still locked? Imagine it will be as the father is outside. Ah, Arthur.
Thomasina!
Good morning, Arthur.
You look a bit addled. Are you feeling all right?
I am not used to drinking as much as we did.
Aye, my head is pounding.
To tell you the truth, Arthur, I've had a somewhat puzzling morning.
Oh?
Someone slipped this journal under the door of my room.
Whose journal is it?
I have no idea. The text refers to some sort of excavation.
Well, Stanley must be playing tricks on you.
He swore his innocence. I thought perhaps you might have done it?
No, it wasn't me. That's for certain. Somehow I have a clear
I
memory.
rather suspect whoever did it would deny it anyway.
I wonder who left me this journal then.
But I don't think it was Arthur.
Please go ahead.
The writings of a madman.
I don't disagree. Did the sketches mean anything to you?
No, not at all. But they turn me stomach. You might want to show this to Mother Mildred.
Who's Mother Mildred? Let's
Who's
ask.
Mother Mildred?
So
Who?
think her a witch.
Whomst?
A witch?
Aye. She might be able to help you with the symbols.
Where can I find her?
She lives alone in a little cottage within Herne Wood here. You shouldn't have too much trouble finding her.
Thanks, Arthur.
You're welcome.
What do you make
Stone.
of this stone?
It's a good shape for skimming across water. What's
Oh,
it?
Arthur's got his priorities straight.
It was strapped to the cover of the journal.
How mysterious.
Indeed. Excuse me for stretching.
I had a splendid time last night.
Aye. I even remember most of it this time.
Ah,
Thanks for listening to me going on. I really appreciate it.
The feeling is mutual. Thank you too, Arthur. Shouldn't you be manning the station?
The line is down. Track damage between Bewley and Bakewell.
oh no.
Trains for a day or more.
Does that mean I'm stranded here?
For the time being, Thomasina.
Capital. Why do people think Mother Mildred is a witch? Just because a woman lives alone in the woods doesn't mean she flies about on a broomstick.
There's more to it than that.
Oh, go on.
Say she lays with demons.
I mean, who doesn't really, you know?
Oh, you know.
I've...
folk.
Hogwash.
Some also go to her for potions and spells.
Spells? Come now, Arthur.
Truth be told, she's a nice old lady. I sometimes see her foraging in the brambles around here.
Will she burn at the stake sometime soon?
You might think us backward in Bewley, Thomasy.
Exactly, Cat. Exactly. Also, hello.
Sorry, Arthur. I only meant to tease. Goodbye.
Ta-ra.
You wake up in the morning and go, oh no, I slept with a flipping demon. Oh. Another memory.
Thomasina, dear, come say goodbye to your father. Come on now, don't make him wait.
I don't want to.
Aww.
Aren't you going to miss me?
I hate you, Daddy.
Those are strong words for such a little lady.
I want to come with you.
We've been through this, little bird. You can't come with me this time.
I remember my kids were that little.
Next month.
And they'll just throw out lines like, I hate you with just abandon. Yeah, just...
I love you. See you
no
soon.
thought to its meaning, you know what I mean? Still stings even though you know they're little and don't understand. I'm older now, they don't say I hate you. Unless they really mean it. Oh, here she is. Ooh. Moments like that, those little cutscenes that we get every now and again in this game, remind me of games I used to play on the Amiga. I said this last week, but I thought as well, one game it reminds me of is the introduction sequence to Shadow of the Beast 2 on the Amiga. A very different game to this. That was not a point-and-click adventure game. That was like a really, really difficult kind of like side-scrolling adventure game where you ran around punching things. But that intro sequence I remember at the time just captivating me.
Forgive my intrusion.
And the artwork and the animation really remind me of it.
Some call me that. I prefer Mildred Walker, given as that's my name.
Apologies. Thomasina Bateman. I think we met at Bewley Station.
I take it Panswick's men have cleared off. Good riddance. Those ruffians would cut their own noses off if he asked them to.
I like her already.
I recognized you the moment I laid eyes on you at the station.
I beg your pardon?
Oh, yeah, it's quite a striking family resemblance. You have your father's eyes, Miss Bateman.
So he was here.
You knew my father?
Such piercing blue eyes he had. What a handsome young man. William.
He was here, in Bewley.
Oh, yes. A long time ago, mind. 25 years by my reckoning.
Oh.
But I'll never forget those eyes.
It's all coming together.
Why was my father in Bewley?
He were helping Samuel Bryden excavate Hobbs Barrow.
You must be jesting.
Do I look like I'm jesting?
How did you come to meet my father?
One might say I have a reputation in these parts.
Being a witch, yeah.
All around come to me for help with their ailments. Hernwood is abundant with flora that, if mixed correctly, will cure almost any ill. Your father must have caught wind of this, as one day he came to me, asking for a cure.
The journal is her father's, obviously. I mean, we knew that as well, right?
Suffering the most terrible nausea.
Adam.
I made something to help her.
The journal. This was entered in the journal. It belongs to my father.
Oh, she's caught up.
Take a look at this. A passage recalls meeting a local wise woman to seek a tincture for his beloved's nausea gravidarum.
Aye, that's me.
Gravidarum. I wonder what that means.
This is incredible.
You don't recognise your own father's handwriting?
It's been so many years since I've seen it.
Hold on. I'm going to Google that. If I Google nausea Gravidarum. Oh. Right, it's sickness. It's the sickness some women get in pregnancy. Oh, okay. So, she must have been pregnant with Thomasina at the time. I get it now. I see. I see. Coming together more and more. Back to game. Come on. Bring up the window, please. Thank you. There we go.
What do you make of this stone?
I-A-W. Haven't a clue. Perhaps it's an old folk trinket, or a talisman of some kind. The moors are steeped in folklore.
Okay, so she couldn't tell me.
What can you tell me about the excavation?
Well, not much. I only met your father twice. The last time he asked me if I knew anything about binding magic.
Binding magic?
Binding magic.
He said he needed it for the excavation.
Hogwash. My father is a man of logic and reason. Why would he be asking about such nonsense?
Perhaps you don't know him as well as you think you do. Anyway, I know nothing of magic and told him so. He seemed disappointed. I never saw him again, but I understand the excavation went ahead. Samuel Bryden hanged himself not long after. Reason enough for you to stay well clear of that place.
Okay.
I never saw my father again after the excavation.
No, I always assumed he just went home.
Who excavated Hobbs Barrow alongside Samuel Bryden and my father?
From memory, it were just the two of them.
What do you think my father meant by binding magic?
I've no idea. He didn't explain more and I didn't wish to pry.
This just doesn't sound like my father at all.
You'll have to ask him yourself.
I'm afraid my father has been incapacitated since I was a child. He cannot speak nor move.
Terrible. Oh, I'm sorry.
You said that the flora here could cure almost any ill.
Almost, my dear. But your father's affliction sounds beyond my abilities.
Now hold on, I assumed the nausea gravidarum was due to pregnancy with Thomasina, but it's true that she was a she seemed yeah, so she was already born when he went to Bewley. Obviously, because we've seen all the flashbacks. I reckon she was around 6 years old, so that means that her mother was pregnant with another child, but has she mentioned a sibling at any point?
The landlord of
I
the Plough
forget.
Furrow told me about a folk tale associated with Hobbs Barrow. Something about a goblin. Are you familiar with it?
No doubt there is such a tale. Name any beastie you can think of and someone round here will have a story about it.
My thoughts precisely. Charles Bryden mentioned there was a third man involved in the excavation.
Is that so? Well, you best ask him about it. He knows more than I do.
Fair.
Can you tell me anything about Leonard Shoulder?
I know of him, as is the nature of such a small town. I also know he invited you here.
Little escapes you, Miss Walker.
So they say. My path rarely crosses with his. Let's put it that way. But he's a nice enough fellow.
I can hear footsteps on the stairs, so I think I'm about to get visitors from children, in which case I'll be taking a break and I'll be right back. Maybe, maybe not. Let's get this going.
Lord Panswick?
I know his labourers make a mess of these woods, the brutes. The man himself hasn't graced me with his presence.
You've never met him?
Not since he were a wee lad. A maid brought him to me with a sore stomach. It were all the rich food they were feeding him, nowt more.
Thank you for your help, Miss Walker.
Okay. So we got enough out of that. Oh, yeah, here we go. I will be right back. Don't go anywhere. I have returned.
Miss Bateman?
Oh.
Yes.
Remember
I
what
see
I
you've all
told
been
you
busy
when you
chatting
first
amongst yourselves.
You're better off waiting for the next train back to the city.
Why?
Something terrible happened to Samuel Bryden in that barrow. Whatever they found down there, I'd wager it got to your father too.
Dun dun dun.
Disturb Hobbs Barrow.
I can't make that promise, Mildred.
Can't say I didn't warn you. There is something unnatural about that place.
We must seek to understand the world by rational means, Ms. Walker. One cannot abandon reason.
Tell that to your father. Oh, another memory.
Thomasina! Thomasina, come here this instant.
I'm playing with Josephine.
She can wait. This is very important.
I've just been looking. I know, I don't mean to call anyone out, Rand. I'm just making jokes. It's fine.
What is it, Mummy?
It's your father.
Daddy's home?
No, my dear.
The struggle of finding things to say
Miss Bowes will look
when you're
after you
streaming.
whilst I'm gone. Is that clear?
Where's Daddy?
He's had an accident.
What happened?
He's come off his horse.
Silly Daddy. Will he be all right?
Of course he will be fine. Your father is as strong as an ox, but I need to go collect him, all right?
Can't I come too?
No, dear. Miss Bowes will look after you.
But I want to come.
Go pick up your dolls, then come inside, all right?
Yes, Mummy.
Get the dolls. Arty boobs. You just let the inner monologue run, brain's always zooming anyway. Yeah, I always end up just talking about the game and stuff. I fear if I let my inner monologue go, I'll just start talking about politics and then it's a bad time for everyone, you know what I mean? Resin.
Resin has been oozing from the stump. It looks set now.
Can I do anything with it?
The resin has set somewhat. It's firmly gripped to the stump.
Chisel it.
I've collected some waxy resin.
Excellent. Resin. Gotta love some resin.
A badger's set.
Let's not go in there.
I helped him then, and I can help him again.
Pondering the goblin. Arthur, you alright?
Arthur, you won't believe it. The journal belongs to my father. He was here in Bewley. Arthur?
Oh no, I don't like this.
Oh.
Oh, he's okay.
Sorry, I'm trying to remember something.
No, it's okay.
What is it?
I'm not sure. Something in the woods. It will come back to me. You say your father were in Bewley?
Yes.
It's one of those, you know, like in horror movies where someone's got their back to the screen and they turn around and there's something wrong with them. Or like in Resident Evil 7, in that bit with the video where it turns around and it's like he's...
Arthur, I must tell you about the dream I had. I was at Hobbs Barrow and there was a creature. It told me it saved my father from something inside and that I would find proof of this in the morning. Sure enough, when I awoke, the journal was in my room. Mildred confirmed the journal belonged to my father.
Ow! I just punched the mic arm.
I mean, it was merely a dream.
Well done, me.
I don't know what to think anymore. Arthur? Arthur, are you listening?
Arthur's not here,
We'll
man.
talk later. I hope you piece together your memories.
Something wrong with Arthur. What's my to-do list now? I've got to convince Mr. Bryden to allow the excavation and investigate local folklore. No Cyril so far. Might as well check to see if there's anything going on at the train station. I know Arthur's not there. Read the sign. Bewley Station is closed for the time being due to track damage between Bewley and Bakewell. We apologise for any inconvenience caused. Midland Railway. Mr. Crozier.
Day.
Hey up.
Hey up.
I'm having some trouble extricating a knife from a table in the Plough and Furrow. Might I borrow a pair of pliers?
A knife, you say? I can get that out for you.
That's very kind of you, Mr. Crozier.
Think nothing of it. Wait here.
We're going to have a knife. What's that you got there? A knife! No!
That were a struggle. Here you are.
Such a struggle, we had no animation for it.
Look at this, Mr. Crozier. It's my father's journal.
Oh, aye?
Why?
Are you showing me?
Did you slip it under my door last night?
Ha! Have you gone daft? Why would I have your father's journal?
Fair question.
Did the sketches inside mean anything to you?
Looks like a load of rubbish to me.
I found out my father visited Bewley 25 years ago. William Bateman, perhaps you remember him?
I would have been just a lad. What were you here for?
That's what I intend to find out. What do you make of this stone?
Don't look like out to me.
Are you familiar with any local folklore?
Oh, aye. The old cobbler used to tell me some right stories. Swore he sold a pair of boots to a goblin when he were a young man.
He might have done.
Goblin, you say? I take it this cobbler was a regular at the Plough and Furrow?
Never drank a day in his life. Sober as a judge. Have you been to the Devil's Toe?
Yes, I'm familiar with the cairn.
Some say they've seen the goblin's daughter there, playing her fiddle.
Oh, a fiddle.
Can't say I've seen her myself, mind.
Do you know any other stories about this goblin?
Goblin D's nuts. Hold on.
Standing here gossiping about old wives' tales.
Apologies. Thanks for your time.
Aye. Speak to you later.
I do apologise. I really do apologise. Goblin D's nuts. Did I get anything from Crate today?
I don't wish to carry around my heavy excavation tools.
Oh, it's the cat. Hello, toilet cat.
It's Herbert, the local stray. I don't wish to wake him up.
No, he's always asleep as Herbert. But then he is a cat. Shall we see if Mr. Shoulder is there? Oh, a dog! Can we pet the dog?
Hey, boy.
Hey, boy. Hey, girl. Superstar DJ. Here we go. Let's go follow the dog. Which way did the dog go? Maybe not this way. This way. Oh, there he is.
Hello, dear.
Good day.
Sydney, must you be so unruly? Run along home now, won't you?
Ah, Sydney the dog.
I believe we've met.
Miss Thomasina Bateman, the famous antiquarian.
My reputation precedes me.
I can assure you it does.
And you are?
James.
Just James, is it?
You see this beck before you? Look at the water. See how it tumbles and falls. I seek one spot on which my eyes can rest, be it a stone or a small corner of the current. I meet it with my gaze, and out of the tumbling and falling, a new land rises.
Oh.
I see a new world.
You certainly have the eloquence of an artist. What are you painting?
A new world.
Quite the ambition.
Indeed, my ambition knows no bounds.
Can I see it?
Not yet. It's not finished. Such a world is not complete without you in it.
James.
Nonsense. Say you'll let me paint you.
I'm going to say why not anyway.
Magnificent.
Why not?
Shining star of my new world.
I don't really have the time now, though. Perhaps later?
Don't fret, my dear. When the time comes, I shall call on thee.
Capital. What do you think of this stone?
It looks antique. You might want to keep a hold of it.
Do you know of Hobbs Barrow?
I'd like to know more about you, Thomasina. What time do you like to rise in the morning? How do you like your tea?
Rise and...
What makes you happy?
I say. A little flirting doesn't hurt. Yeah, go on.
Well,
I don't like this fella either.
With your husband?
Oh, you see, he's prying. Do you have a husband? See?
Unentangled.
Such a view should be shared with at least a lover.
Do you deem yourself fit for this position?
Indubitably.
Oh.
Do go on. How do you like your tea?
Hot, with just a splash of milk.
No sugar, of course.
No sugar.
I like my tea like I like my women, covered in bees.
And snow.
Oh, James.
And finally, what makes you happy?
Spending time with my father.
I should like to meet him.
Perhaps you will. And you, James? I propose the same queries to you.
All in good time. My truths will surround you in good time.
It's truths, eh?
Do you know Leonard Shoulder?
A man of Bewley?
Yes.
I care not for the men of Bewley. Only for the visitors.
Is that your dog?
Yes, his name is Sidney. Quite the excitable pup. Don't mind his bark. The little fellow wouldn't hurt a fly.
I mean, this guy's clearly Lord Panswick, right? Right?
What do you know of Lord Panswick?
A fine gentleman. Now that is someone who commands respect.
Do you know him personally?
No, I don't think anyone can really claim that. But what a tiring subject. Shall we discuss something a little more exciting?
Goodbye.
See you soon.
That was the correct answer, really, wasn't it? Shall we discuss something more exciting? Goodbye. No, I'm gone. Oh, good God. Anyway, I'm going to see if Mr. Shoulder is in. Oh, hello.
Hello.
This must be the Goblin's daughter we heard about.
Excuse me, sir.
This must be Leonard.
Yes?
Did you see a young girl with blonde hair pass by here?
No, lass. Here you are. Are you Thomasina Bateman?
Finally, Mr. Leonard. Oh, my word. Oh, no. Close your mouth.
That's my name.
How marvellous. It's me, Leonard Shoulder.
Heavens. I'd given up on finding you.
Please take a seat, Miss Bateman. We have much to discuss.
You've You've proven to be quite the enigma, Mr. Shoulder.
I'm mortified. I offer you 1,000 apologies. You see, I've been bound to me bed these past few days with a terrible fever.
Dreadful. I take it you're feeling better now?
Aye. I were on me way to find you when I stopped here to catch me breath. I've not much go in me these days.
I know that feeling.
Sorry to hear that.
I were worried you'd have given up on me and left town.
I had no idea what had become of you, Mr. Shoulder. I spent a good amount of time pounding on your front door.
I'm embarrassed. I really am. I've been doing my best to sleep through the fever. I am so very sorry. Please accept my apology, Miss Bateman.
I mean, how can you not?
Mr. Shoulder, I've come all this way. Let us speak of the business at hand.
Marvellous.
I've just learned that my father was part of a previous excavation of Hob's Barrow some 25 years ago. Why didn't you mention this in your letter?
What? Where did you hear that?
I have my means.
I swear, Miss Bateman, I had no idea.
I take it you will also deny my father's journal?
I'm confused. What journal?
My father's journal was slipped under my door at the Plough and Furrow. It wasn't you who did this.
I've been bound to me bed, lass. What an extraordinary coincidence. Following in your father's footsteps.
It would seem so, Mr. Shoulder. Why did you invite me to excavate Hob's Barrow?
I've always been curious about the colourful folklore surrounding the place. My father told me all sorts of stories about it. Stories that some folk around here take a little
X to doubt.
Especially
X to doubt.
a while back.
How did you know about me?
I saw your interview in the Bakewell Times.
Bakewell.
A lady travelling about the land, digging up barrows. Perfect for the job.
Excuse me while I pull myself together.
But why do you wish to excavate the barrow?
I want to see what those lads found in there. My curiosity has grown over the years. Now it is time for the mystery to be solved.
Indeed.
I must say, I am rather eager to find out what's in there myself. I've managed to find Hob's Barrow, but Mr. Bryden is yet to give me permission to excavate.
Is that so? Keep trying. He'll relent eventually.
Perhaps you could have a word with him.
Perhaps.
A lovely young lass such as yourself has a better chance of changing his mind than a shaky old goat like me.
You told me in your letter there would be no issue gaining access to the barrow.
I didn't foresee any when I wrote to you. I'm sorry this has been more complicated than anticipated. Don't give up yet, Miss Bateman. Keep trying with Mr. Bryden.
Did you know my father?
I don't believe so. What's his name?
William Bateman. He was in Bewley for at least a few days, from my understanding.
I'm sorry, lass. The name doesn't ring a bell.
Surely you have no idea of my father's involvement in the previous excavation.
I'm quite sure. A most fascinating coincidence, but nothing more than that.
I'm starting to wonder if it's more than mere coincidence, Mr. Shoulder.
Miss Bateman, I did not take you for a credulous individual.
I'm none of the sort. What can you tell me about
the
excavation of Hob's Barrow?
Oh, it were 25 years ago, or thereabout. Back then, Bewley were undergoing a period of great strife. Samuel Bryden hadn't harvested a single crop for 2 seasons. Even Wood was sick. Berries went to rot almost as quickly as they grew. Folks started to believe the ground were blighted. Disease spread through the livestock too. People were going hungry, a panic set in.
That sounds terrible.
Aye, but I managed to keep myself fed. These things happen in nature, but the blame for it all fell on Hob's Barrow. It were long said that a goblin made his home there. A rumour took root that the Goblin were not best pleased with the villagers. In revenge for some unperceived slight, the Goblin placed a curse on the soil itself.
Oh, I hate it when they do that.
Villagers believe that ridding the barrow of its lodger would put an end to it all.
Okay.
Hogwash. My father would have paid no heed to such tales.
Whether it were his intent to join the excavation when coming here, I do not know. But whatever it were that Samuel Bryden and those lads did inside that barrow, people say it did the trick. The crop started to grow back, and health returned to the livestock. Bewley were no longer in the grip of dark forces. You must understand, folk here are a superstitious lot. They don't want you disturbing whatever it were those lads did. As far as the villages are concerned, the problem were fixed. The thought of another excavation must be conjuring panic that you'll undo whatever it were they did.
This does explain a lot.
And
it does, doesn't it?
Nobody around here wants you to touch the place.
Except for you.
I want to know what...
Also, thoroughly enjoying this soundtrack right now.
Surely you don't believe these tales of goblins and curses to be true?
Not at all. However, I suspect those lads did find something in the barrow. But did it have any connection to failing crops and dying livestock? No. I can assure you there's nothing to fear. Coincidence reigns supreme.
So what do you think they found?
That is for us to discover, Miss Bateman.
Who was the third man who joined my father and Mr. Bryden on the excavation?
I'm afraid I don't know. Although I'd heard about the excavation and I were intrigued by it, I mostly stayed at home during that time. The atmosphere in the village was rather too tense for me liking. And besides, the excavation were undertaken with an air of mystery about it.
Sure.
Tell me more of this folklore you mentioned.
Another punch of the old microphone.
But Hob's Barrow is home to a goblin. Everyone in Bewley has some version or another of this story. But the version my father told me as a child described the barrow as a thin place. The goblin were deemed to be the guardian of this so-called thin place.
So-called thin place. The goblin.
Tell me more about this goblin.
Some said he were a mischievous little mite, snatching newborn...
Oh, he's just a little guy.
Others said he were friendly, there to lend a helping hand in times of strife. The latter of which makes it all the more surprising as to why the previous excavation took place. My father's stories put the goblin in the mischievous category. Saxnot, he called the creature. I recall one such anecdote.
Okay.
Saxnot entered Bewley and ordered a pair of boots to be made by the cobbler. However, when collecting them, he insisted on paying for them with a bag of sow's teeth. The cobbler was so scared of angering the goblin that he accepted.
A colourful tale indeed, Mr. Shoulder. Has any explanation been offered for why this Saxnot cursed the soil?
Your guess is as good as mine, lass.
Thin place.
What is a thin place?
A place where one can walk between worlds. Where the flesh meets the spirit world. Just superstition, of course, as you well know.
It involves lots of drugs.
I had a peculiar dream last night. I met a creature at Hob's Barrow. I suppose you might say it was a goblin. It told me it had saved my father from trouble inside Hob's Barrow. I'll admit the coincidence of this is somewhat astounding.
A remarkable coincidence, but nothing more than that.
But there is still one thing that puzzles me.
Go
The
on.
goblin told me proof of its claims would await me in the morning. Surely enough, I awoke to find that my father's journal had appeared in my room.
Very queer indeed.
Mr. Shoulder, you invited me here, to a town I'd never heard of, only for me to discover that my own father was here 25 years before.
Correct.
And not only that, but that he was also embroiled in some sort of superstitious hysteria which goes against everything he ever taught me. Something is wrong here. This must be more than mere coincidence.
It's strange, I'll give you that. But please remember who you are, Miss Bateman.
The journal.
This is my father's journal.
Incredible. Can I look inside?
You may.
Look at these drawings. Wonder what it all means.
You and I both. It all feels very out of character for my father.
I'm sure you'll find the answers beneath the soil, Miss Bateman.
What do you make of this strange stone?
The carving of a cockerel?
Yes, it was strapped to my father's journal. Do you think it could have something to do with the previous excavation?
Possibly, though I'm not aware of the motif having any meaning around these parts.
Is this your glove?
I've been looking all over for that. Where did you find it?
In the alley behind the plough and furrow on the night of my arrival. Were you there?
As I say, I've been bedbound.
No, he hasn't. We know he hasn't.
How odd.
Can I please have it back?
Here.
Thank you.
We saw him at the beginning. We didn't notice him at the time, but we saw him.
Bateman. I knew you wouldn't be frightened by a few old stories. It will be interesting to see what those lads found in there.
Certainly.
Thank you so very much for responding to my letter and for coming here. We have some great discoveries to make, you and I.
I sincerely hope so.
And the chance to follow in your footsteps. Right, time for me to...
Did I just stop paying attention when he was talking about why he wants to excavate Hob's Barrow? Or did he not say?
Thank you, Mr. Shoulder.
I'm sorry again for giving you the runaround. I promise I am not beyond redemption. I won't let you down again. See you soon.
I was starting to wonder if Mr. Shoulder even existed.
Indeed. The mystery man revealed.
The day was starting to test me. The word coincidence felt insufficient to explain what was happening. It was after that first conversation with Leonard Shoulder that I started entertaining thoughts of a truly irrational nature.
Go on.
What if my dream wasn't just a dream? What if it was all more than simple coincidence?
Coinky-dink.
What if that thing really could help my father?
What if? Oh. Let's go see I forget his name. Oh, it's Wally, hello.
Wally?
Go away! You gave the door back to my sister.
It wasn't very nice of you to bury her favourite toy, Wally.
I gave it to the fair folk, and you stole it back from them.
You don't really believe in fairies, do you? You're old enough to know better.
They're real, and thanks to you, I'm cursed.
There's no such thing as curses either, Wally.
Go away!
Go away! I feel like the bird pecking away at the worms is a clue as to what the worms will be for. Oh. More memories.
Mummy?
What are you burning?
Get away from the fire, Thomasina.
What are you burning?
Nothing. Just waste. Now go inside.
It's a lot of nothing. Don't burn it in the middle of the lawn. Goodness me.
Abrax. Mummy, what is this?
Waste. Burn it.
Oh. Here he is, Mr. Bryden.
Good day, Mr. Bryden.
Miss?
I'll
stop you there. I know what you're going to ask.
Yeah, go on.
No, I haven't changed my mind.
Boo!
No digging here, lass.
Mr. Bryden, allow me to explain. There has been an astonishing development this morning.
Yes?
My father was with your brother during the excavation.
Oh.
Yes. Can you believe it? I had no idea he had been here.
The answer's still no, lass. I saw what happened to poor Samuel. I won't risk the same happening to anyone else.
But...
That's enough now. You can feast your eyes on that hovel to your heart's content, but there'll be no digging. No questions. I'm not interested.
But...
Off with...
Off with you. Show him the journal.
Look, Mr. Bryden, my father's journal.
My father's journal.
It confirms he was with your brother during the excavation of Hob's Barrow.
Ha! Take that away from me. I'll be having none of that.
How about the stone?
What do you make of this stone, Mr. Bryden? It was strapped to my father's
Make
journal.
a brooch.
Wait a minute. Let me see that.
I can... Oh, you know something.
My God. Wait here a moment. I need to get something from inside.
Alright.
I waited for what felt like an age. I now realise that Mr. Bryden must have been in a great debate with himself, wondering whether or not to share his own piece of the mystery with me. The goat stared at me, seemingly in pity, as I stood there in that rolling fog.
I don't need that goat's pity, how dare it.
Finally, Mr. Bryden emerged.
Now then, as far as I know, what I have here is the only thing that Samuel brought back from Barrow. Take a look.
Oh.
A pear.
I suppose it might be important, so I kept it safe. Fate is clearly playing a part in your arrival, lass.
Please, Mr. Bryden, allow me to excavate Hob's Barrow, a place that is no more than dirt and stone.
You're not gonna give up, are you, lass?
I'm not.
Samuel managed to say one thing about those men that helped him. I think it's time I tell you.
Yes?
He stuttered out that one of those fellows could barely walk after they got out of there. Tongue-tied too, the man were.
That'll be your dad.
You what?
My father. He had an accident around 25 years ago that left him bedbound and unable to talk.
Aye, could be him.
My mother told me it happened in a horse riding accident.
Samuel boarded up that barrow for a reason. Something unnatural occurred, I know it.
We're gonna find out, it's gonna get a Lovecraft on us, but hopefully without all the racism.
Promise me you'll be careful. Any sign of trouble, leave without hesitation and we board that accursed place up again. Understood?
Wait, you're giving me permission to excavate?
Yeah!
Aye. Against me better judgment. I don't have the energy to stop you, lass.
Thank you so much. I am grateful.
Don't make me regret my decision. Take Samuel's stone.
Are you sure?
Aye. Give it back to me when you're finished, though.
I promise. Thank you. I'll be sure to show you my discoveries, Mr. Bryden.
I'd rather you don't. Now that I've got things to get on with.
Leave me out of it.
Suppose you can spare any labour to help me with the dig.
Don't push your luck, lass. Market's on today. Plenty of able-bodied men about. Ta-ra now.
Ta-da.
And like that, I finally had permission to excavate Hob's Barrow. As exciting as that was, I was distracted by what Mr. Bryden said of his brother's associate. There was no doubt in my mind that father was the stricken man he spoke of.
Father!
You told me he was crippled after coming off his horse. Why did you lie to me? To protect me? To stop me from following in his footsteps? You failed. And so did Charles Bryden. He should have said no. He should have never given me that stone.
Hindsight, as they say, is always 20/20. Hold on just one moment, please. Okay, we're all good. Go to market then. Well, no doubt there will now be lots of people. See, here we go. Pie seller. You can always interest me in a pie.
Twopence each.
Ooh.
No, thank you.
You're missing out.
I don't actually have any money though, do I? Hey, it's Miss Tompkins.
Hello, Miss Tompkins.
Hello.
We weren't introduced earlier. My name is Thomasina.
Ma'am?
How do you fare, Miss Tompkins?
I'm waiting for Mr. Ambrose. Have you seen him?
Who's that?
The milkman. Ms. Fenchurch will be ever so cross if I've no milk for his lordship.
I'm
Ah.
afraid I haven't seen him.
His lordship is having an awfully bad time of getting that
You are
stuff.
in the employ of Lord Panswick.
Aye. He employs Arthur Bewley in one way or another.
I'm in need of some help for my excavation.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think his lordship could lend me some of his labourers?
Maybe.
Might you introduce me to him?
Sorry, Ma'am, but his lordship doesn't take visitors. Any road, I must wait here for Mr. Ambrose. Miss Fenchurch will be ever so cross if I've no milk for his lordship.
Indeed.
If Mr. Ambrose doesn't turn up, and I find you some milk, would you be able to introduce me to...
Ooh.
His lordship really doesn't like visitors, Ma'am.
I'll take the risk.
Miss Fenchurch will be cross with me. But she'll be even crosser if I come back without fresh milk.
So, do we have a deal?
Aye. Bring me some milk and
We're going to milk the goat.
But hopefully Mr. Ambrose will arrive soon.
We're going to milk the goat.
Have you been waiting long for Mr. Ambrose?
Aye. He should have been here a good 2 hours ago. He's here every market day, you see. He sells only the freshest milk. Miss Fenchurch swears by it. I hope misfortune hasn't befallen him on his way here.
I'm sure he will turn up.
Oh, I hope so.
Are you familiar with Hobb's Barrow?
What's that?
Never mind. What do you make of these stones?
Oh, gives me the creeps.
Only stones, dear. It's fine.
Just a feeling.
Who is Miss
More than a
His
feeling.
lordship's housekeeper.
I'll let you know if I find some fresh milk.
Thank you, ma'am. But tell me if you see Mr. Ambrose, won't you?
I will.
Apple seller.
Good day.
Freshly picked apples, miss. Would you like to try one on the house like?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, please.
Here you are, miss.
Oh, I do like an apple.
The apple looks somewhat rotten. It's riddled with
Oh. Oh, yeah.
The apple looks somewhat...
Eee.
Good day.
Fresh produce.
What have you got for sale?
I'm selling meat, vegetables, and all sorts of herbs and things.
Herbs and things.
Extravaganza.
Oh, I love a gander.
Browse. Do you have any milk for sale?
Not today, sorry.
Goodbye.
Ta-ra, miss.
Ah.
Tins of corned beef. Ghastly.
What's wrong with corned beef? I like a bit of corned
Decent
beef.
selection of cuts and sausages. Various chards and beets.
Little birdie. Any able-bodied men in here?
Joe, perhaps you've had enough sugar?
Don't you start an all.
All right, Joe.
Oh, aye, she's back again. Can't a man drink his tea in peace? There's nought for you here, lass.
Oh, there's not out for you here.
Horrible man. How many more sugar cubes is he going to add to his tea? He'll have no teeth left by the end of the day.
This is it.
You found old Leonard, I see.
Yes, finally. I've had some rather unbelievable news, Stanley.
Oh?
Look, he is adding an awful lot of sugar to his tea.
Remarkable.
Quite the
You're
coincidence.
gonna add another one now, watch.
Remarkable. Just remarkable.
Do you recall my father from back then?
I'm afraid not. Those were my droving days, you see. I didn't spend much time in Bewley, but an interesting turn of events nonetheless.
What do you know of Mother Mildred?
I'll tell you what I know about Mother Mildred. She wants locking up.
Oh, she was lovely.
She owes me a small fortune on her tab from years ago.
Oh.
I'd rather not get involved, if you don't mind.
Be careful who you trust, Miss Bateman.
Fair advice.
Who is Miss Tompkins?
A housemaid in the employ of Panswick Manor. She comes by to pick up his lordship's weekly paper.
I'm surprised newspapers are available in Bewley.
Aye, his lordship gets what he wants.
Lord Panswick likes to keep up with affairs from outside of Bewley.
Aye, he has many interests around the country.
What sort of interests?
His lordship's affairs are his own business.
Got any milk?
Do you have any fresh milk going spare?
Sorry, lass. I've none at all.
I'm telling you, we gotta go milk the goat.
Does the name Saxnot mean anything to you?
No, I can't say it does.
Goodbye.
See you soon.
Hello again, Mr. Shoulder.
Miss Bateman.
Mr. Bryden has given me permission to excavate Hobb's Barrow.
Marvellous. I'm sorry you've had to sort all this out in my absence. When do we start?
Tomorrow, I hope. But first I need to recruit some locals to assist with the dig. It's too much work for me to do on my own.
I see. Bewley has its fair share of strapping young lads. You'll find assistance, Miss Bateman.
I like the band Strapping Young Lad, if you've ever listened to them. Can recommend.
What else can you tell me about this Saxnot?
They're a bit
Try not
odd,
to worry
however.
yourself too much with these old stories. Leave those to the locals, Miss Bateman.
Have others spoken of goblins appearing in their dreams?
A dream is a dream, that is all. They merely make for good story.
I like a good goblin.
Oh, I know.
But to answer your question, no, not to my knowledge.
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Shoulder.
I'm sure the locals have filled you in already, lass.
You cut quite the mysterious figure. Most had little to say.
It's true. I do tend to keep my head down. When one gets to my age, one grows very comfortable in one's home.
I am sure.
Of the moors. I wouldn't change it for anything.
I take it you don't get many visitors.
Oh no, nobody bothers me. That's the perk of living so far out, huh? Just me and me hens. I used to come into Bewley more often, back before my health went to bugger, eh?
What do you think of Bewley?
Whilst one could consider the villages to be rather unenlightened, this place has its charm. The market's in town today. You can see that folk want fun out here.
I know where I can find a Scotch egg, that's for certain.
Do treat
I've
yourself.
not had a Scotch egg in ages.
Taste better.
Is there anything else I should know about Hobb's Barrow, Mr. Shoulder?
No, lass. I'm certain we will know a lot more about it by this time tomorrow.
I hope so. What else can you tell me about the previous excavation?
I think I covered it earlier, Miss Bateman. As you yourself said, it were a time of superstitious hysteria.
Period of hysteria.
What's it like, living in that period of hysteria?
I kept to myself. It didn't really affect me. My hens stayed healthy and their eggs kept me well fed. If one can keep a level head in such situations, one can get by.
Indeed. Is there anything else I should be aware of before my own excavation? No other ghouls I should be worried about?
You know the answer to that. The corruption in that soil were all in the minds of men.
Indeed.
What do you make of Lord Panswick?
His lordship is an important man in Bewley, as I'm sure you have gathered. His family has commanded much respect here for many generations.
Do you respect him as a leader?
I do. He wants the best for the village. Without his influence, the railway line would have never come through here.
Does he want more visitors?
Aye, I believe so. He has great ambitions for Bewley and wants to share them with the world.
What do you make of Mildred?
I told you, James is Lord Bewley. Not Lord Bewley, Lord Penswick.
Oh, we used to get about when we were children.
He's only interested in outsiders.
Crossed in a long while.
What do you think of Charles Bryden?
He is a decent man. It must have been hard for him after that terrible business with his brother.
Without a doubt. I must say I had assumed you had at least spoken to him about my visit.
Sorry, lass, I had no intention of giving you the runaround.
That Joe fella, that unpleasant Joe fella, must have put at least 20 sugar cubes in his drink by now. 21.
If you don't mind me asking, what is the nature of your ongoing illness?
Oh, just the ravages of age. Getting off this bench will be a small battle in itself. Something you won't need to worry about for many a year, Miss Bateman.
Growing old is a blessing and a curse. And what of your recent fever?
An ordeal it were. So much tossing and turning. But I'm right as rain now, especially after a mug of ale. Don't worry about me.
Really at the end of this conversation.
For Bewley.
He's rebuilding an old chapel on his estate. He seeks to bring God back to these lands.
But what of St. Edmunds? I think Father Roach might argue God has never left.
Indeed. Let's leave such arguments to them, shall we?
Thank you for
Indeed.
your time.
Aye, Miss Bateman.
Aye.
I'm looking forward to tomorrow.
We need to find some strapping young lad. Go this way to begin with. Nothing here. Apart from the cat. No one here. I haven't so far seen any evidence of these strapping young men that they were talking about.
Hey up.
Hey up.
What do you make of these stones?
Don't look like out to me.
Do you have any fresh milk going spare?
I'm a blacksmith, not a cattle farmer.
I mean, yes.
Does the name Saxnot mean anything to you?
Never heard of it. What is it?
Never mind. Thanks for your time.
Aye. Speak to you later.
I am gonna go to the goat.
I should ask Mr. Bryden for permission before...
Yeah. Let's ask him for permission to milk the goat.
What do you want?
Do you have any fresh milk going spare?
If you can get any milk out of old Eunice, you're welcome to it.
Eunice?
Eunice the goat!
Good luck.
Eunice the goat. Let's give it a go. Hello, Eunice. Have an apple.
Hey, girl. Would you like an apple?
Go on, get a bit closer.
Isn't interested.
Ah. You want a knife? It's resin?
I should leave the goat alone.
No, don't leave the goat alone. We need the milk.
All right. We are doing this.
Whoa. I think he might be dead.
I'm not sure what that was. I don't know what's happening to me.
Whoa.
All this superstitious nonsense must be getting to my head.
The goat said, pull yourself together. Right, we'll try that again.
I'm not going near that thing again.
Why?
I'm not going near that. I'm not going...
Guess we... need some way to milk the goat. Still haven't seen...
Mr. Bryden if he...
Oh, okay. Just gonna straight up tell us what to do then, yeah. Here's how you solve this puzzle.
Well, did you get any milk out of her?
I tried, and failed miserably.
I tried, and then I saw a vision of a man hanging from the tree.
Perhaps you could milk her for me?
I'd like to help you, lass, but I've just had a flare-up in me joints. I've worked myself too hard this morning. I couldn't bend down to save myself.
Is there anything I can do to help?
My wife would say I'm beyond any help. I'm certain of that. But if you know of any remedies for aching joints, please send them my way.
I always see Mother what's her face?
Rest for a while.
Mildred?
Ta-ra now.
Alright. Do you know what, though? I'm tired. I've gone longer than usual because I'm not in work tomorrow. So I think maybe, just maybe, I should leave it here. You know? Make sure it's saved. Go back to chat. And, let's find someone to raid.